Hello everyone, I'm Uday Jha, the founder chairman of Rise Foundation. These days, I'm a bit troubled with a few things that I wish to share with you. Please bear with me, these are very important things that you need to know about the textile industry of India. Now why? Because you are a major part of the problem and you are the major part of the solution as well. Well, if you have been wearing a t-shirt like me, there's a 90% chance that you don't know where it came from, what happened in the production process, and how it actually hampered our Mother Earth. Well, let me help you with that. In this production cycle, it has used 2000 liters of water, which cannot be used again because PBTs have been used and the water has been discharged to the rivers and lakes, etc. through the process called discharge dyeing, which has been in practice more than 25 years now. The cotton which is used in making these t-shirts is grown from genetically modified seeds and is protected by pesticides which are not regulated, which then pollute our soil and then they enter the food chain, which helps keep the healthcare industry growing and growing and growing in various different ways, of course. Now let's put this whole thing into perspective. 2000 liters of water is the amount of water we use in one whole year for drinking. Now let's assume you buy on an average 5 t-shirts, just 5 t-shirts for one whole year. Okay. Now let's assume there are 1.3 billion people in India. On an average, they will have 5 t-shirts throughout their lifetime. And that is just the bare minimum, I'm assuming. Normally people have more than 10 clothes per person. Multiplying this by 5 is 650 crores of t-shirts throughout India. Each one uses 2000 liters of water and PBTs which enter the food chain, which hamper our well-being in healthcare industry. Each of them using 2000 liters of water which cannot be used again unless it is heavily processed and made portable for drinking. Now the cherry on top is India is one of the largest exporter of textile in the world, which means we are not only serving 1.3 billion people, we are also serving another 2 to 3 billion people in the rest of the countries of the world. Now US being the highest consumer, China is the largest textile markets in the world, Europe is doing well, they're also consuming, but all those t-shirts, all those jeans, all those pants, all those jackets, everything comes from India, Taiwan, China, Brazil, Bangladesh, and rest of the few textile manufacturers in the world which pollute their own water to supply clothes to the developed nations which are doing very well. And also they provide cheap labor. Now have you heard about water problems in other than Africa, China, India? No, right? US is doing fine. They have abundance of water. Europe is doing wonderfully great. They have all the water that they need. They have wonderful sceneries. You can visit them in your spring tour or winter tour, etc. Now what we can do about it? Can we do something about it? Can we turn the whole table around? But in an Indian way, by creating a win-win situation for everyone and not conquering some nation to supply our industries. Sounds familiar? Well, luckily for us, the problem can be controlled even now. There's a concept of fast fashion which has come recently in 2000, beginning of the 21st century. So the problem only has accelerated from the last 17 years. In the 90s and the 80s, the problem was not that big because the production was not that high, because the textile industry was seasonal. Every manufacturer, every company used to release new products only at the beginning of each season, 4 seasons, right? But now the international companies, they release every 2 weeks a new range of products, a new range of lines. So it has multiplied by 10-fold the overall industry consumption of textile. Now we can use the same trend started by the biggest of corporations, increasing the consumption in the textile industry, and use it to correct their big mistake of messing with the environment. Also, as a matter of fact, India has the youngest of population in the world, with the average age of population being the 25. It has more than 350 million of people between the age of 10 and 24, being the largest in the world and also being the most significant ones. And probably the most contributing reasons as to why India is considered a potential leader of the world. Now, if you look at the history of mankind, all the major changes in the history have been initiated and accepted by the young population of the world, which simply do not accept or tolerate anything that hampers their future. Now, all the major corporations of the world are run by people who are almost at the end of their working age. The average age of a CEO in India is 56. Now, we can't really expect from them to change the way things work normally because they always work in their traditional ways, which has always worked for them, and therefore they don't need any change. So we can't rely on the industry to make the changes because the industry is relying on us to change our consumer trends, for them to analyze and help supply the demand and make some money in the process. So my point being, I don't want you to wait for the industry to make the changes necessary for our future. I need you to help me change the consumer trends so that we can impact the data collected by the big data analysts and notice the changing trends and form the basis of huge investment that are required for this change to go global, the change of sustainable future. So how can we do that? Well, as they say, if you want to change the world, start a company. Now we, as in Shivam and I, we have formed a company, started a company which challenges all the fundamentals of the textile industry, like using of chemicals, etc, etc. We use 100% organic cotton, which are dyed with GOTS certified chemicals and not necessarily harmful for the water bodies. The name itself being Organic Redemption. I wish to know your reviews on the idea, and in the next video I will tell you how you can benefit from the idea and contribute to the world at the same time.